Hey guys, welcome back to AFK Journey. In today's video, we've just gone through the daily reset and there's something big that has dropped in the game and is very noteworthy for those watching. Like I always say, I know most of you guys watching aren't actually playing at the moment and you're waiting for Global, and this thing is going to have a big impact on what I think we do at Global. Now, we got our first rate up banner. Now, if you've played AFK Arena, you know we never get rate up banners. So when they announced this, I was very interested in how the system was actually going to work, and I think they've made it a pretty solid system. So if we go into our all hero recruitment, we can see that this, you can't see it because it's not there, but essentially it costs you 300 for one pull, but 2,700 for a 10 pull. So you get that little discount. Now the rate up summons are 300 for one pull, but still 3K for 10 pull. So you don't get that little discount, but I still think the value in these things is going to be huge. And when Global comes, I'm going to be prioritizing pulling on these banners, provided they're characters that I think have some value. Now, Vala is a character that I personally think is amazing. I do think there are better general options for people, but she is definitely up there, one I always have on my wish list and I have not yet able to pull. And I think this is a very important thing because these banners seem like really solid value. The reason being, when we look at the prize pool, she is a 3% chance from this. If we look at the all hero, we're not going to look at epic hero recruitment for a comparison because it doesn't use the same currency. But for the standard summons, we have a 2.05% chance. We have a 2.05% chance of getting one of your 8 wishlisted S-level characters. Whereas in this one, you have a 3% chance, almost a 50% increase on that drop rate to get it. And all it costs is you an extra 300 gems per 10 pull. I think that is pretty reasonable. I think it's pretty solid. The other thing is, this over here has a 60 pity. This over here has a 40 pity. I really like this system. I think this is pretty solid. Now, this is my first look at it, but I think it's definitely got value over the all hero recruitment, provided the character is a character that you need copies of and you want copies of. Otherwise, it's not the greatest value, but it does add that sense of I'm going to be saving my gems now for these exclusive banners so that I can get as many copies of the character as I want. Okay, just in editing, I wanted to throw this in because I missed it in the initial recording, is that the elite heroes and the acorns do change on frequency and rate. The first thing we're going to look at is the elite heroes. Over here on the rate up banner, it's a 10% chance for an elite hero. On the standard banner, it's a 22.5, I think it was. Let's just quickly check. 22.5. So you're more than halving the rate of getting random elite heroes. However, when we look at the acorns, you're now getting omni acorns as opposed to faction acorns. So these ones you can use for anything, and the rate of the like the times 30 is gone up. So if we look at the times 30, it's 1.5 here, whereas over here it's factions and it's 0.5. So you do have a better acorn income. The times 4 is still 15, and then I think the other one is the times 1 is close to 7. Oh no, okay. So then you got times 4 is 15, same thing, and then this one is 70 on the other banner. So they basically, what they've done is they've converted over here on this banner, and they've converted the faction acorns into omni acorns, meaning you can use them for any faction, which I actually like, and they've increased the rates at which you can get the acorns at the cost of the rate at which you get elite heroes. So that is essentially the changes. I still think I really like this rate up banner over the standard banner, and I'm still probably, unless someone comes up with some big brain math that's too hard for me to comprehend, that shows the standard banner being better. But I just think this banner seems a lot better, especially with a 40 pity, considering I always go to pity. Now, the other thing in this is the copies that you can get, and I think they've balanced this pretty decently. So as you can see here, rate up heroes obtained 0, total rate up heroes available 4. In rate up recruitment, the number of Vala you can obtain is determined by the highest tier of your other heroes. So if you come over here and we look at my heroes, it says it there, but I'll just show you guys for instance. If we look at my heroes, now those who played AFK Arena, this may look like Mythic and this may look like Legendary, but no, they couldn't keep that simple for us. They had to change the colors around. So this here is Epic, and this here is legendary. So my highest tier is legendary. I don't have a mythic character yet. So that is what determines the peak amount of Vala that I can summon from this system. And if you do have a Supreme, which in AFK Arena, consider that to be Ascended. If you do have a Supreme character, you'll be able to summon 8 copies of the banner character through this system. Now, I think this is pretty solid all round. And the thing to consider is if I really do hope they have this Vala banner in the game at the launch of the game. I think it would add a lot of value to early game progression. And be like, it would just be really awesome to have one of these banners of a decent character that you can actually just go ham on their banner for. And now I think Vala or Cecilia would be both fantastic options for them to put in this banner. And I really do hope they have one active at launch, because at launch, when you start a fresh account, you kind of need to do summons to get your account like to some sort of base level where you can start progressing. And if we know these banners are coming and they don't have one in at launch, it's going to hurt a lot, because then you're going to be like, okay, now I feel like I have to save, but saving is hurting my early progression, and hurting your early progression hurts your later progression, kind of, because you're not getting as far, which means you're AFK loot, and then you're like sort of down bad, is essentially the way I look at it. So I do like this system. Let me know what you guys think on this overall. I do think this is perfectly reasonable. The thing about this is, Epic, you get 2. That's cool. Everyone's going to have an Epic hero anyway, so you get 2 copies. By the time you get 2 copies of her, maybe you have enough acorns as well to go ahead and upgrade her to Legendary, which then opens up the access to 2 more copies, which I believe those extra 2 copies will get you to a mythic available, but you'll have to use extra acorns, which you probably won't have. But I think in general, this system is pretty good. And when you look at a late game player, you're gonna be able to, every new banner, summon for 8 copies of it. Now, obviously, it depends on summon income, whether you're a spender or not, and stuff like that. But I think for free to plays, even this is a fantastic banner, because I have mentioned in my previous videos that I have been absolutely shafted on my summons. I feel like I've gone to pity every time on every banner. Maybe there was 1 or 2 times I didn't, but overall, I feel like I've heavily hit the pity, which is 60 recruits, and reducing that down to 40 recruits for the pity, and being able to specify dupes into a character that you like, I think it is a fantastic system. So once again, let me know what you guys think about this. We've got 1750. We need to get a few more gems to actually be able to do some summons here. So I'll just give you guys a quick update, and we'll bounce in and see if we can actually get some gems to do some summons. So I've unlocked a new area here, which gives me some more chests, but I don't think these chests are going to have quite enough for me to do everything I need to do. Let's see if we can do a little bit of AFK progression. Now, I'm kind of a little bit stuck at the moment. If we look over here, in that I can't level my characters, I need a ton of dust. So I'm very much behind in the dust situation. I have got an abundance of experience due to the world boss giving you so much experience. So I'm pretty cool there, but let's just jump in here. Let's see if we can get a little bit of progression on this one. Let's just have a look at this stage. I can't remember what this stage was like. I'm using my split strat here. The split strat's been really strong in certain stages, especially at high deficits. It's not going to be as strong here, but we do get a Cecilia ult off. We lost Viperion, but if she hits enough of them, and if we can get an ult off our second healer before she dies, good. Okay, maybe this will be... Oh, dude. We used to see an ult when Mr. Carlisle was in the middle of no one, and now we're going ham on Shakir, who we just can't get down. We just can't get him down, dude. Okay, there we go. Dude, 2 Cecilia ults on absolutely no one. Kind of sucks, but there we go. Okay, we'll get through stage 330 here. We'll get through stage 330. Dude, we need some gems. And this is definitely where I think in the future of the game, save your gems for those exclusive banners. Use your standard pool tickets on the standard banners. But they do have their own form of tickets, which we are buying. And I don't... There we go. Oh, that's a standard ticket. I was thinking I was getting summons out of that. All right, so if we go back over here quickly, and we take a look at this. So you can see they've got their own form of tickets. Rate up invite letter. Use recruit heroes in rate up recruitment in the Noble Tavern. If you don't have enough rate up invite letters, you can spend diamonds. Okay, trolley. Okay, it looks like they're going to put it in packs. Okay, there's not even any in the packs. So I'm curious to see if they're going to introduce maybe a game mode that will have access to more of these. I'm not too sure. I'm assuming that eventually they will give us a way to get these. I kind of compare them to faction scrolls from AFK Arena in a sense where, you know, eventually they will give us access to some of these things, but it's just not there yet. I had a look, I had a browse through all the different game modes, and I couldn't see anything in them. But definitely crossing my fingers that they will introduce them in the future to some of the game modes for us to get. Dude, I haven't even done Honor Duel on this account. It's just so time consuming, and it's like the rewards are not worth the amount of time I'd have to spend in it. So that I gotta be feeling Honor Duel to go ahead and do it. But like I said, will I be able to? Will I be able to? What do I got? 40 there. You know what? I'm going to cut and come back, see if I can get enough to put at least a 10 pull into this banner. I'll be back in a sec. Now, I haven't got the gems for a summon yet, but I was just going around reading through the info, and this is interesting. Rate Up Recruitment is limited time event where you can use Rate Up invite letters to recruit. If you don't have enough invite letters, you can spend diamonds instead. This is the one. If the Rate Up hero is S level, which we currently have, recruiting an S level hero will guarantee you the Rate Up hero. If Rate Up hero is A level, recruiting that hero will grant you 8 times the Rate Up hero. In Rate Up Recruitment, the number of Rate Up heroes you contain is dependent by your account. What are you, yada, yada, yada. I just brain farted and didn't bother reading that. But, so it looks like we'll have A level Rate Ups. I think that's good for like whales and stuff who want to go for it. But I still feel as a free-to-play player, I'd rather stick to going for the S-level characters. Maybe early on, getting like, you know, 1 core damage dealer up or something like that might be worth it in the A levels if they do the right banner that you're looking for. But I think in general, I'd be saving for S level. You know what I reckon they should have at launch? I feel like they should have a selective rate up banner where you can select any S level or A level character to put in that rate up. And for the launch week, you can do that. I think that would be sick. I know it won't happen, but hey, copium is a thing and I'm going to spread it. But yeah, just so you know, there will be A level rate ups where you get 8 times that hero when you summon it, which is very interesting in my opinion. But yeah, I'm going to go back to grinding some gems to try and do a 10 pull. Okay, there we go, guys. Did a grind. We ended up going up a rank in arena, and then we had to clear this to get this chest. But that got us everything we needed to get it. What did I get here? Okay, nothing much. So now we can go in and we can pop a 10 pull. And I just realized the great thing about this is you can do singles on this banner because you no longer get penalized because it is a more expensive banner than this one. The thing that always triggers me with this is, say I'm like 4 away from pity. I have to wait for either a 10 pull or to get 4 cards. Otherwise, I'm being less efficient, spending 300 on a summon instead of 270. With this one, I realized I could have just done whatever singles I had and been perfectly content with that. But you can do singles safely on this one, which I think is another nice little touch to this one. Obviously, it would have been better if we could get discounted to 2,700. But I think, like I said, overall, I think the value of having a 50% increased rate to get a epic hero from this one as opposed to this one, and the fact that you're getting the hero you want, a 300 gem or a 30 gem per pull additional cost to get that extra effect, I think is huge, on top of having a 20 less, like a 50% reduced pity, not 50%, but you get it. The 60 is 50% more than 40, if that makes sense. Not that 40 is math hard. Anyway, let's go in and let's do a 10 pull here. Let's see. Hopefully we can get some luck because I have been royally shafted on this account up until now, saving the luck for global. But let's see. Can we get one? So let's go ahead and redeem. Also, before we do that quickly, I did see some in the shop quickly as well. Now, I'm not a spender, so I'm not completely across this and I can't even think of where to go to find the shop. But there was some in, not the growth bundle, the purchase bundle. Where was it? I did see some. It's purchasing those. Dude, I swear I saw some when I was browsing through it harder. Okay. Ignore me. They're in there somewhere, trust me. Dude, I just hate searching through that stuff. Dude, paid players have it so hard because you gotta look through all the packs and find this stuff. It's a nightmare. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Redeem. Please. Please do it for me. Fala, come home. That just about sums up my bloody luck in this game. There you go. The banner's a scam. It's a shaft. Don't use it, guys. Dude. Oh, well, at least there's a shorter pity to get there. Something to spend my diamonds on. Anyway, guys, that is the banner. Like I said, I think it's a really good thing going into global launch. Hopefully they have one of these active at launch that is actually worth summoning on so that we can feel like we're not being sort of less optimal with what we're doing at global. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.